When I first moved into a nursing home, I'll be honest, I was scared. Would I lose my freedom? Feel invisible? Forget who I was? If you've ever thought about living in a place like this, or know someone who's facing that decision, I invite you to stay with me until the end of this video. Because I've lived those first 30 days, and I've learned things no one dares to say out loud. In this video, I'll open up and show you, from the inside, what really happens when you take that step. The emotional roller coaster, the moments of grief, the unexpected joys, the new bonds, the routines that begin to heal you. If you're seeking to age with dignity, clarity, and connection, this journey might change the way you see everything. Have you felt like you're losing control of your own life? That loneliness has been showing up more than you'd like to admit? That maybe, just maybe, you need more care without giving up who you are? Then stay with me. What I discovered in these 30 days might help you more than you think. I never thought I'd be sitting down one day, talking with my kids about whether it was time to consider moving into a nursing home. It's not just about changing your address. It's about rewriting a chapter of your life. At first, I fought the idea. After all, I had always handled things myself. But the truth? Aging comes with new realities, and facing them doesn't mean weakness, it means wisdom. Little by little, I started noticing things. I was forgetting the stove, skipping meals, waking up sore. The independence I used to hold so dearly was starting to slip through my fingers. And that's when the idea of assisted living stopped sounding like giving up and started sounding like self-respect. It wasn't an easy decision, but it was necessary. For my safety, for my peace of mind. A lot of people think moving to a nursing home is the end of freedom. But it's not. It's the start of a different kind of freedom, one where you're no longer alone, where you have care when you need it, and where you're surrounded by people who actually understand this stage of life. I had to shift my mindset. Not, I'm losing something, but I'm choosing something. I visited a few places, talked to residents, walked the halls, and one thing became clear. The quality of life isn't just in the building. It's in the way people treat you. Whether you're heard, whether you're seen. A good nursing home doesn't take away your identity, it protects it. But even after making peace with the decision, nothing could have prepared me for the emotional baggage I brought with me. And believe me, it wasn't in my suitcase. When I packed my bags to move, I thought the hardest part would be leaving behind my favorite chair, my books, my old clock radio. But I was wrong. The heaviest thing I brought wasn't physical. It was the memories, the fears, the longing, all wrapped up in silence. That kind of weight doesn't show up on the scale, but you feel it in your chest the minute the door closes behind you. The first night, lying in a new bed, in a new room, I felt like a stranger to myself. The routines I'd built over decades, morning coffee, my evening walk, the sounds of my house, were gone. And in their place was uncertainty. No one tells you that moving into a nursing home isn't just a change of location. It's an emotional earthquake. I found comfort in writing, in putting my thoughts down on paper, slowly unpacking the invisible load I carried. If you're facing this moment, I encourage you to do the same. Journal, pray, listen to your old music, share your memories with someone. Anything that keeps you grounded in who you are. Because here's the truth, adapting doesn't mean erasing. You don't have to forget where you came from to start something new. But soon enough, after you carry that weight through the door, reality hits. You walk in and you feel it. The impact of arrival. The first time I walked through those doors, I had no idea what to expect. My heart was racing, my mind full of what-ifs. Everything felt sterile, quiet, distant. A mix of hospital and hotel. I smiled, but inside, I was shaking. I had officially stepped into the unknown. Then, something small changed everything. Someone greeted me by name, offered me tea, asked if I wanted to rest or take a tour. That moment reminded me I wasn't just a patient. I was a person. Seen. Acknowledged. Those little moments make a huge difference when you're trying to feel human in a place that feels anything but familiar. At lunch, I sat with a group of residents. One of them smiled and said, "First day, huh? Don't worry. You'll call this place home soon enough." I didn't believe him at first. But looking back now, he was right. It's not the walls that make a place feel like home. It's the people, the little routines, the familiar faces, the care. And right when I thought I was getting the hang of things, I discovered something else. Something that most people don't prepare you for. The rules, the structure, the daily rhythm that dictates everything from meals to medication. At first, it felt like I had lost control. Wake-up times, meal times, physical therapy, group activities, everything scheduled. I wasn't used to that. I had spent decades deciding my own hours. Now, I had to fit into someone else's clock. Was this really what freedom looked like? But here's the thing, the routine wasn't the enemy. It was a framework, a rhythm that helped me sleep better, eat better, and even feel safer. The structure I feared became the structure that supported me. Especially in the third act of life, longevity isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. And that takes consistency. I began to notice the benefits. My digestion improved. My balance got stronger. I was laughing more, engaging more. I wasn't stuck in a rigid schedule. I was part of a rhythm that kept me thriving. It wasn't about losing freedom. It was about gaining stability. The truth is, we spend so long resisting structure that we forget how much it helps us. And in the background of all that structure, there was something much quieter, but so much heavier. The kind of silence that even a full room can't fix. You wouldn't think you could feel lonely with so many people around. But believe me, it's possible. You can hear laughter in the hallway and still feel a deep silence inside you. Because loneliness in old age isn't always about being alone. It's about being unseen, unheard. I noticed it in the quiet eyes of others. The way some stared out the window for hours. The stories never told. Everyone around me carried their own ghosts, grief, memories, unspoken regrets. No one talked about it, but it was there. Heavy, constant. That's when I made a choice. I started inviting people to play cards. I asked questions. I listened, really listened. And I found that breaking that silence wasn't about fixing someone. It was about showing up. Saying, I see you. I'm here. Small things made big differences. Remembering a name, sharing a snack, asking about someone's past. Those little gestures cracked the silence. And in that crack, something else started growing, something beautiful. I used to think that big changes came from big actions. But here, it's the little things that matter. A warm smile. Someone remembering how you take your coffee. A nurse who cracks a joke during your blood pressure check. Those moments build connection, the kind that makes you feel human again. One afternoon, someone left a flower on my nightstand. No note, no explanation, just a simple bloom. That day, I felt loved without a single word. It reminded me that even when we feel invisible, someone's paying attention. So I started paying attention too. I offered to help others walk to lunch. I learned how to crochet just to sit with a lady who used to teach. I told jokes I hadn't told in years. Every gesture, no matter how small, became a stitch in the quilt of community. And slowly, that's how it began. The unexpected friendships, the shared laughter, the whispered secrets over morning tea. Every person around me became more than just a name, they became a story. Everyone here has a past, but you'd never guess it just by looking. You see someone with shaky hands and silver hair, but you don't know they once traveled the world, started a business, or survived heartbreak that could shatter you. I sat next to a quiet man for weeks. One day, he told me he was once a tailor who designed suits for governors. His eyes lit up talking about fabrics and patterns. That story changed everything. I never saw him the same way again. Everyone here is a library. These stories connect us. Suddenly, you care if someone misses breakfast. You check in when someone seems down. It becomes family in the least expected ways. That connection, that's what makes it bearable, even joyful. And the more I connected with others, the more I realized something deep within me needed attention too. The part of me still longing for what I left behind. That ache for the life I used to know. Some mornings, I wake up and, just for a second, I forget where I am. Then it hits. This isn't the home I once knew. And that ache, it's real. But I've learned something powerful. Adapting doesn't mean forgetting. You can create something new without erasing the old. I started doing little things to reconnect with myself. Playing my favorite songs. Wearing the same cologne I always did. Asking my daughter to bring my chessboard. These rituals, they reminded me that I still exist. Not just as a resident, but as me. The longing is part of the journey. You don't overcome it. You carry it, gently. And that's okay. It's part of aging with grace. Keeping your stories alive. Passing them on. Being more than a body in a chair. Adapting is messy. It takes time. But it's possible. And after 30 days, I found myself in a place I never expected. Not in grief, but in gratitude. Gratitude for what I'd lived. And curiosity for what was still to come. If you'd asked me before I moved, I'd have said a nursing home was the end of the road. But I was wrong. After 30 days, I can tell you, this isn't the end. It's a beginning. One filled with new rhythms, new faces, and new chances to feel alive. Yes, there are hard days, but also days of laughter, peace, and presence. I came here expecting loss, but I found gains I never imagined. Stability, friendship, purpose. And in the quiet, I found myself again. What truly matters isn't the rules or routines, it's whether you feel seen, heard, valued. And here's the truth no one tells you. You still can. At any age, in any place, if you're open to it. So maybe, just maybe, this place isn't about what I gave up. It's about everything I gained. If you've made it this far, you already know, moving into a nursing home isn't the end. It's a powerful shift. And like any shift, it can feel uncomfortable at first, but it can also be liberating. So let me ask you, what's holding you back from seeing this next chapter with clearer eyes and a braver heart? Have you been carrying this decision alone? Ignoring the signs that maybe it's time for more care, more community, more connection? What if the choice you're afraid to make is the one that could bring you peace, freedom, and yes, even joy? If this video gave you clarity or comfort, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because here, we talk about the things most people won't, and we help each other age with wisdom, dignity, and heart. And trust me, this journey, it's only just beginning.